Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Ain't That Something? And I'm going to tell you something. What is very interesting around these cooler days as we roll into the holidays and all of that is when you get that text message out of nowhere. Hey, stranger, WYD, or the eyes, looking, searching, lurking. What you want? That's what I want to say. What do you want? Because where have you been? And stay where you were, because it's really not necessary for you to come back around, right? But this is what they'll do. And I'm sorry to say, but I've been on the other side. I done sent the eyeballs to somebody that I done ghosted or haven't talked to in a long time. Try to see if I'm still, got a chance. But what does it all lead to in the end, right? You already know the story. You already know how it's going to end. You know what this person is about. So is it really necessary to spin the block or open that door and let them back in? We have to recognize the patterns that we're putting ourselves in, because we're only hindering ourselves and blocking ourselves from meeting the person that will really take us to that next level relationship wise. But if we're going back and forth and, playing these games, letting this person back in after you done sent them long dialogues of text and told them why they are a waste of your time 6 months ago, and they knock at your door or send you that text and you eagerly let them back in, or even hesitantly let them back in, but the key word is you let them back in. We can't do that. We really cannot, because again, all you're doing is putting yourself through the motions and recycling of toxicity, right? We know that this person is no good. We know what their intentions are, and that's to waste your time. So my advice to you during this cuffing season is to recognize when those type of texts come through, to send it away, ignore it. We may try to, name that person that calls us, like do not call, danger, keep them blocked, whatever the case may be. But because this time of the year, we get into our feelings of wanting to be around someone and wanting to have the company. And sometimes that may mean settling for what we already know is going to be, and just, utilizing what we can get out of it, even though we know that's not what we really want, right? So I want to encourage those that are contemplating right now if you should respond back to a text that you just got over the weekend, or they just, sent you a hey stranger, or I miss you. Don't fall for it, okay? Because you already know. It's like a movie we've seen before. You already know how it's going to end. You already know what this person is about. And the problems that you had previously that didn't allow the relationship to grow and work out, they're still going to be there, right? And if you entertain it, guess what? You're no different from them. You're not allowing yourself to grow. You're not allowing yourself to put yourself in a better position so that you can meet someone. You're being stagnant and just going with the game like them, right? And another thing about this is that sometimes we get into this, imaginary thinking that, okay, maybe they're reaching out to me because they got it right this time, right? Or maybe you can influence them or shape them up so that somehow they are a project that you worked on and you got them to be the person, the partner that you needed them to be in this relationship. I'm so sorry. That's not going to happen, right? We can't change anyone. We can't influence anyone to do anything. The only thing that we have control over is our actions, our thoughts, our dreams and goals, right? And if your goal is to be in a healthy relationship with someone, going back and forth, playing this ping pong game with this person that you know is going to waste your time, you know they don't want the same thing that you want, it's always the same excuse, then don't put yourself back into that, right? Like, it's really easier said than done, but really take my words to heart when you listen to this, because I have so many friends, and I'm a victim of it too. Or I won't say victim, but I'm guilty of being in that space where I went back and circled the block with somebody and thought that there was going to be a different outcome. And no, it wasn't. And that is a reality that has to be recognized, right? Don't allow the holiday season and the Christmas carols and the hot toddies get you caught up, because they're only reaching out because they're trying to fish along and see who is going to accept them as well. And trust me, 9 times out of 10, they got a whole roster that they are throwing that same message. It's been a long time. Hey, what you been up to? You know, whatever the case may be. And they're looking for you to respond to them. Don't run into them in person. Now, that's a different situation, because then they really gonna be coming after you. So think about that. Think about what it is that you ultimately want, right? And keep that in mind in your journey when it comes to evolving into somebody that you want to be, so that you are a good match for someone else. During this time that you're single, this is the time that you're working on yourself, right? You may have a list of desires that you want from out of a relationship, but are you really ready for that wish list to come true? Are you really in the position to be in a relationship with someone who really has their stuff together, right? Because you may be dealing with this person from days past, okay, that you already know their actions, you already know their ways inside and out, and that's a comfort, because you're like, okay, I know what to expect from this. But at the end of the day, is it really helping you elevate to the place that you need to be? No, it's a distraction from getting you where you need to be. Those moments that you're feeling lonely, or you're feeling like you want to talk to somebody or be cuddled up with someone, that's the time that you say, okay, you know what? Let me check on my homegirls. Let me go see if I can start a class, or, go exercise, or go for a walk. Do something to promote and motivate yourself, right? Think about this. Making a list of the type of person you want to be in a relationship with. And aside that list, for each thing that you name, counter it with how that complements you. What about you will align with this person that you want? You want someone honest? Are you honest? You want someone who can communicate clearly? Do you communicate clearly? You want someone who has goals and has drive and has ambition. Do you have that? And if your list is not aligning with it, then that's your map. That's your map to get it right and work on those things. Because do you really think that if somebody who's got it all going on and got it together, they're going to want to be in a relationship with someone who's still trying to figure it out themselves, or who's still tied to someone that they know treated them wrong and they still stayed with it? No, that person is not going to be compatible for you, and you're not going to be able to get that. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of times that as women, we think that we are the best thing ever. And we don't really want to hear when someone tells us that, you need to work on this area, or give us feedback that, no, you slacking here. In your other relationship, what did you not do? What didn't you do in that relationship to make it work? Right? That's like hold on, what you talking about? It's not me, it's him. It's always the guy. It's always them. I got it going on. I'm doing my thing. Right? But no, the reality is we have to look at the relationship holistically. And those things that you are comfortable doing, or those things that you will not do, or those standards that you have set so high, but you're not doing the work for yourself, you're going to be going in circles, not getting with anybody, right? So don't let the time pass and you don't work on yourself, or you don't acknowledge and take accountability of the things that you need to do, right? I'm going to have a part 2 of this series, because I think that, it's a topic that needs to be explored more. And it's definitely a controversial type of conversation, because there are some areas that a lot of women don't want to face that they're doing, or that they're not doing in relationships to make it work. So I want to explore that, especially while we're in this season, okay? Because you'll get caught up thinking my stuff is the bomb. That's why he coming back. That's why they don't want to let me go. But that's all they're there for, right? They're just there for you to entertain them. And they know that all they have to do is send you a text to get your attention, to get you back in, tell you what you want to hear, and get you back frustrated and stressed out, because you already know this person is going to waste your time. So with that, thank you so much for listening on this evening. There will be a part 2. Stay tuned. Keep listening. If you haven't already, subscribe and follow. Ain't That Something to listen to on Instagram. You can also listen to this on YouTube and Spotify. Until next time,